All right, this is Najee, Black Art in America, carrying here with George Knox. What's up, brother?
How you doing, Najee? Everything is good.
That's good, man. We happy to have you as a member on the site.
Right.
And how's 2011 been treating you?
2011 has been pretty good so far. It's just, it's 2 months in, and the sky's the limit for this year.
Talk to us a little bit about your bronze work.
This is part of the Warrior series.
Okay.
We started off, and this is Messiah Warrior. Won countless awards over the years, and this one took me about 6 or 7 months to do, but it was because I didn't want to let it go.
Okay.
One of the newer pieces,
come on, let's walk back here.
And it's still in progress. It's Namburu Warrior, and it's an African warrior in the same vein as Messiah, living in close proximity to them. This one's in wax and will be available shortly, probably within another 2-3 months after casting. And what we do on all the pieces, on these large pieces, they're a very limited number, usually 15 or less in the edition. Now this one right here is the newest finish, and this is called Waiting Diva, number 3, and she is absolutely fresh. You've been out in this game a long time, man. How many years you been doing this? Actually, about 35.
Yeah?
Yeah, about 35.
Okay. How has the industry changed in your opinion?
Quite a lot. Initially, I guess the first few years I had a choice to either go the gallery route or direct sales, directly to the public. I chose direct sales directly to the public. In fact, when my first shows started, Bob Carter and I think Frank Frazier were at that same show out on Long Island, Roosevelt Field Mall. But after that first show, and talking to so many artists, I got a good handle and good feedback on what you have to do this business. And there were choices. There are different ways of doing it. You can go the formal way, being represented by someone, going to museum, gallery route, and let them do it for you. Or you can go right directly to your public and sell the work yourself. And you go from one venue to another venue, as long as they are good venues to get you a good client base over the years. So that's the way I went, because I wanted feedback from customers, I wanted feedback from the media, and it has always been positive for me.
Now, a lot of people had a misconception that you had to be extremely wealthy in order to collect art. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
You don't have to be extremely wealthy. You have to be a little crafty. If you're going to be a good collector, ascertain what you like. You get a small piece. You go with that small piece, and from those artists that pique your fancy, you go and get from them. Well, may not be able to get the large piece. It may cost 4 or 5 figures, but you can get a small original of them. And thereby they're in your collection, and your collection will grow anyway much faster than those big acquisitions. So as a result, know your taste. Go with your feeling. Learn a little bit about the artist. Learn if he's going to be around a while. Learn as something about it. Is he going to develop over years, or is he just fly by night in it for this or that? But if they're doing quality work, that's your best work. You go for that. Go for quality all the time, and you won't have any problem.
Okay. And what's on the forecast as we conclude? What's next for the magnificent George Knox?
Well, I'm doing about 4 or 5 different series. Okay. I'm gonna bring out some more of the divas that I have been known for in early life. I'm gonna finish up a Warrior series, probably with a Zulu shortly. I got a Wisdom series that I'm introducing as well, and that sort of those old wise people. And then, of course, doing the jockey. American racehorse.
You got to talk to us about this.
American racehorses. But who rode those horses? Well, for instance, real quick, 1875 Kentucky Derby. 13 of the 15 riders were black. Who taught the horses? The horses? Who trained the horses? Free labor, slaves that were on the field. Everybody. When you're plantation, the best groomers, the best training, the best riders, oftentimes those are your best slaves who can handle the horses best. So if you're going to bet your money, they will be the ones on the top of that horse. Now, when the Derby came up, it's about winning, it's about bragging rights and stuff like that. When those major stakes races between 1875 and 1902, well, the money got lost. 60% of the major stake races were won by black jockeys at that time. And then around the turn of the century, 1900, 1901, and 2, was the last person to win was Jimmy Wingfield in 1901 and 2. What happened is that they were making extraordinary amounts of money compared to what most average people are doing in that day. And you couldn't beat them, so Jim Crow came and ostracized. So a lot of jockeys of color had to go to Canada, South America, Europe, etc.
Okay.
The jockey series has got to be told. It's a story that's untold. On my website, I have it as the untold story. And what we do, and just like this jockey piece right here.
Okay.
Willie Sims. Now, Willie Sims was one very successful jockey who brought to the sport the high stirrups. Because prior to him, they would have the stirrups going long, and that put a lot of weight directly on the horse. So the high stirrups took them off of that, and they could bounce easy, and of course, speed got better. Okay? Alonzo Clayton, another jockey, was 15 years old when he won the Kentucky Derby.
Wow.
And each piece will have some historical, educational value to it because no one has done it in bronze.
And if we don't tell the stories,
exactly, you don't start the ball rolling, it won't be told. There have been several artists at different times, and a few of them are going to be with me in following this on the museum quest. They go from city to city, country to country, telling the stories of the black jockeys, the untold stories. Because at the time, they were the superstars of the world sport.
Okay. That's a great history lesson. The first 15 years.
Well, the first 15 years, I primarily did pen and ink art. My first love, of course, were animals, and still is animals. And I could draw most mammals from memory. And if I wanted to become a little bit more specific, I may look at some live animals to get the particulars. But I've had first 15 years were in the business. It was black and white, very little color. I would interject with the animals. I started doing a little bit of music. And then I started doing a little bit few of the people later on in life. Because everyone around about 1970, early 80s, everybody had jumped on the kick of black art. They started appreciating themselves. And when I first started, people would walk by my booth. No matter how long, if it was 2 booths wide or what, they would walk by me as if I was invisible. People of color. And because I had wildlife and some fantasy. But they would not acknowledge that I was sitting there. Only until Bill Cosby came out did we start appreciating ourselves. And that's when our people start saying hello to me while I'm sitting in front of my work. Prior to that, they would look all around. It was atrocious as to why we didn't like ourselves. But things have changed. We've come a long way. Still got a long way to go, but things do change.
Yeah. Can they get a hold to you, and where can they find more examples of your work?
A lot of them, you can go to my website, georgenock.com, GeorgeNock.com. That's my website.